Hey guys, so yesterday I got a RTL SDR dongle, and I got it with an included dipole antenna kit, and I thought that I would show you guys how to use it using a tool on Linux called RTL FM. So first, let's just tune NOAA Weather Radio. That's the main reason I got it, but you can tune other stuff with it too. But let's start out with NOAA Weather Radio. Let's tune WXN99. To do that, WXN99 is on 162.425 megahertz. So you start the command out by doing
RTL line.
RTL underscore FM.
RTL line FM.
And then you do dash F 162.
Dash F 162.
0.425 M.
Dash F1.
Capital M. Not lowercase m. And then dash capital M. FM. If we want to be more specific, we can do narrowband FM.
Dash MNBFM.
NBFM, yep, for narrowband. And then I'm going to specify the sample rate. Let's do 22,050. And then that's it for that. But now, if we just press enter, it's not going to play it to the default sound card. To do that, we actually have to pipe it somewhere. So, because I'm using Linux, I have ALSA and I have aplay. If you don't have Linux, like say you're doing this with Mac OS or Windows, you have to pipe it to SOX. So I'll show you guys how to do both. So first, let's do ALSA, aplay. So you do space, pipe symbol, another space, aplay. Now you do have to actually specify. This doesn't output as wave or anything. It's just raw 16-bit signed PCM data. So you actually have to specify the rate and the sample format. So dash F, and then it's 16-bit signed. So 16-bit signed little endian if you want me to be more precise. So
capital S.
F. We already have dash F. So dash F and then S, capital S. Actually, 16 S16
dash FS16
underscore capital L, capital E.
Dash F.
And then to set the sample rate, you do dash R, and then I specify 22,050, so 22050. And then if we press enter, I'm going to shut
Speech disabled.
the speech off for Orca. We get this.
And the temperature was 32 degrees. At the Michigan City Lighthouse, winds were northwest at 23 knots and the temperature was 33 degrees.
That's WXN99.
Now here is your local forecast.
There is a trick
Tonight,
that you can do.
Mostly cloudy.
So
A chance of snow showers in the evening.
that sounds
Then a chance
okay.
Of snow showers, possibly
Could sound
mixed
better.
with freezing rain after midnight.
So
Winds
if we
around
want to get it
20.
to sound a little bit better,
Northwest wind
there's a
5
trick
to
you can
15
do.
miles per hour with
If I
gusts
control
to
C,
around
that will stop the audio. So I'm going to do that.
Speech
Turn
enabled.
back on. What happened here?
Speech disabled. Speech MRT max at max.
Oh, Orca just wasn't reading. Okay.
RT.
So back into our command here.
Line FM M dash F 162.25 capital M.
So
Space.
just wherever in the command, I'm going to do
line
it
FM
before the
dash
frequency.
dash.
You can do dash capital E, and then there's a couple different filters you can do. There's like de-emphasis. There's a DC offset filter. We're going to do de-emphasis, so DEEMP,
Dash and
and then
dash P dash.
if we play it now, it won't
Speech
make much
disabled.
of a difference, but it'll get rid of some of that hiss. I hope.
Light winds becoming southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour in the afternoon.
Yeah, it does sound slightly better. I won't
Friday
lie.
night, snow showers.
Especially
Snow
if you're
accumulation
trying
2
to
4
play
inches.
this at higher sample
Lows near
rates,
15.
you will
West
want
wind
that
5 to 15
the de-emphasis
miles
filter
per hour
turned
with
on.
gusts to
Okay,
around 30
so that's
miles per hour.
in a way. Let's try and tune another
Speech
station.
and RTR dash
So
F
let's say we
12
wanted to do. So that's 162.425
425
megahertz.
capital M
So let's say we wanted to do.
524
I'm gonna
dot to sit F
So let's say we wanted to do. Unfortunately, I can't get in Grand Rapids or Cannonsburg. I don't know why, because all my weather radios can, but the dipole antenna, it can't seem to pick it up. And it's not. I didn't mount it wrong either. It's mounted right at my window, but my weather radios still do better. But let's say I can pick up Hesperia WWF 36 somewhat. So let's do 162.475. And it's gonna be faint, but it is there.
Speech disabled.
Or at least it was.
RTL FM F162.475
It was there. Yeah, that's bad. That's all I have to say to that. So, okay, I guess that doesn't work. You can also do AM and FM with this. I don't have any AM stations near me. I used to have some, but I can't pick much up on the AM band anymore. And then FM, I don't want to play FM just because YouTube doesn't like it if you play copyrighted music, so I'm not going to do that. But I can play, let's try doing shortwave. So let's do, shortwave. Shortwave does not use narrowband FM frequency modulation. It's actually using amplitude modulation. So instead of doing, so I'll type the command here. RTL FM dash F WWV. Let's try and pick up WWV. That's a shortwave station. And that broadcasts on 510 and 15 megahertz. I get any one of them depending on like the time of day. It varies. Let's try 10 megahertz. So just do 10M dash capital M AM. And then I'm gonna add the de-emphasis filter again because I like it. Otherwise, you get a hiss that does not. It just does not need to be there. So okay, and then I'll sample it at 22,050 again. Pipe a play dash F S16 underscore LE dash R 22,050. If we press enter, I do not pick up this station very strong, but
speech disabled.
I'll try. And my antenna is not great for shortwave, so there's that too. The included antenna with this unit is not. It's better with like the higher bands, like VHF and stuff like that. So we might get it, we might not. There it is. It's very faint, but it is there. And as always with shortwave, it fades in and out. Actually, that's not half. That's a half decent signal. Let's see if we can hear it. The voice announcement actually is quieter than the ticks, so that's why it was difficult to hear, and it's starting to fade out again. But okay, that's that. And then there are a couple other things I can show you. There isn't much that you can, like, you can also, like, so let's say you have a Mac. And let's say instead of using, you don't have ALSA, obviously, if you have a Mac. So guess what? That means you have to use socks. And using socks is a little bit harder. It's not impossible, but it's a little harder because you have to specify not only like the encoding type, which is signed integer, but you also have to specify like the bit rate, the type of file. It doesn't. It's not quite as plug and play as ALSA's A-Play utility. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate it here. It's not quite as plug and it's not quite as easy to do.
RTL SDR blank.
Let me get rid of this. Okay, so I'm gonna tune to WWV again. This time, instead of using ALSA though, we're going to use the SOX command. So actually, SOX has an alias that you can use to play files. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna do pipe symbol, which I already have there. Play. And then -T for type. The type is going to be raw.
Space.
Actually, I do not need a space there. I don't know why I had that there. And then encoding is going to be signed integer. Signed dash. Signed integer. Okay, that's fine. And then we have to specify the number of channels, which is, this is mono. It's not in stereo, so -C1. If it was stereo, it would be -C2. And then we can leave the volume as is. That's fine. But then we also have to specify the bit rate, which is 16-bit, so -B16. And then the sample rate, which is 22,050. So -R 22050. And then you actually have to tell SOX to read from standard output. So I'm going to, so to do that, after the command, you do a dash. And then, assuming I typed everything correctly, if I press enter.
Speech disabled.
Yeah, SOX isn't quite as stable as ALSA. I hate that, but oh well. I was picking it up. No, no. There it is. Yeah, shortwave is like that, unfortunately. Well, that's a good signal. In my area, at least. It is currently 1:02 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time right now. And there's the infamous 440 hertz tone that WWV does every second minute of each hour. It's playing very faintly, but it is there. And the thing that's unique about that is usually they swap between 500 hertz and 600 hertz for every other minute. So minute 2 of each hour is the only minute you'll actually hear the 440 hertz sine wave played. So that's kind of fun to hear. I'll let it play for a second. Alright, I'm going to stop it there. But yeah, so that's that. And then you can also, like, let's say it's too quiet or too loud, you can adjust the volume with SOX. I mean, you can even, if you needed to, you should be able to resample it, but I'm not going to try that right now. So yeah, that actually is one other thing. The sampler on, the resampler on RTL FM itself isn't the best thing out there. It's not that it doesn't work, but as you sample it lower, you start to get some distortion, especially if you go, well, at 22,050 hertz, you're fine there. But like if you go, like let's say 11,025 or 8,000, you get some distortion artifacts, and I don't know why, but it just happens. Like, I'll show you guys what I mean. I'm gonna use ALSA again for this, and we'll use NOAA Weather Radio West Olive for this. So
RTL line.
I'm just gonna tune it real quick.
Dash F1. Dash MM.
So let's do 11,025.
Dash S 11,020 R. Hardline F dash F1 2.4 5 space.
Yep, that's right.
M.
No, it's not.
Left 5.
Okay.
Play. Dash FS 60 line.
If I type
Dash
that
R11 2
right.
to 1.
Yeah,
disabled.
listen.
The current time is 8:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, that's weird. It's actually working.
Conditions around the area
Oh,
at
no, it's
7
not.
p.m.
I don't know if you guys can hear
At
that.
Holland, it was cloudy. The temperature was 28 degrees, the dew point 18, and the relative
You can
humidity
especially hear it. So that's
66%.
11,025.
The wind was north of
hertz.
8 miles.
But let's go down
to 0.1
to 8,000 hertz.
R line dash 4 to captain KMB FM S 1 5 space.
Now,
to 1.
one other thing I will mention, you have to, when you use ALSA or SOX to play it back, you have to set the rate exactly as you set the sample rate in RTL FM itself. That's just a fair warning to you guys. You do have to set that, so just beware of that. Anyway,
F. Dash R 8,000.
here's 8,000 hertz.
Northern Lower Michigan.
And that,
Snow was
it
falling,
really
and
sounds bad
temperatures
there.
were between 21 and 26 degrees.
I don't know if you
In
can
the
hear
Upper
that,
Peninsula,
but you can hear
Sault
there's
Ste.
like,
Marie was 16 degrees under cloudy skies, and in Marquette, it was partly cloudy with a temperature of 14. In neighboring
Buffer
states,
underrun.
Milwaukee was 27 degrees under cloudy skies. In Chicago, it was
That wasn't
cloudy
the
and the
cutout,
temperature was 30. Green Bay was 20
Oh,
degrees under clear
and
skies.
Speech enabled.
if you set the
RTL
sample rate wrong, let's say I sample it at 48,000 hertz, but I only play it back at 44,100 hertz. Well,
Speech disabled.
that's a bit of a problem because now it's actually playing back at a slower rate than what RTL FM is expecting. So you get this.
33 degrees. Now here is your local forecast.
And you can,
Tonight, mostly
if you set the sample rate higher, like let's say I set it to, I don't know, like 64,000 hertz. There's just something random. Now, every so often, actually, like every couple seconds, also will complain to us about buffer underrun.
Dash R62 to 100.
Thursday, mostly cloudy.
Underrun left current at least 1,700,000. Underrun left current.
Possibly
Yeah.
with freezing rain.
Underrun left current at least 1,700,000. Underrun left current at least 1,700,000.
Highs in the upper 20s.
Underrun.
Okay, we're done with that. There is one other thing that I'll show you guys, and it's something kind of cool that you can do with SDRs. You can tune them anywhere, like the NOAA Weather Radio bands, AM, FM. You can even do like the ham radio bands. Those are like also those are like in the 140 megahertz range. I haven't tried tuning it there, but not to say I couldn't. But you can also get, so you guys know those like walkie-talkies and stuff like that you buy like at the store. Maybe you used them when you were little kids,
Clear.
or who knows what else, like whatever. But like the frequencies that they transmit on are actually using the same narrowband FM modulation as NOAA Weather Radio is. And the cool thing is they're up way higher. They're in the 462 to 467 megahertz range. But okay, so channel 1, for instance, is, I think if I remember correctly, it's 462.5625 megahertz. So you can actually tune to that using an SDR. Of course, I don't have the correct rods attached to the dipole to really get it from afar, but I have a walkie-talkie here. It's close enough. I don't need to switch out the rods. We're within a couple feet from the antenna. And there is also one other thing I'll show you guys too. So let's just set the frequency, and there's going to be a lot of squelch, so just beware of that. So let's do. I will not set the sample rate all the way up to 48K this time, but so RTL FM -F, and let's do 462.5625 M dash. But I'm actually going to enable the de-emphasis filter this time, and the filter for DC offset. You should have both enabled if you want me to be honest with you guys. So dash E. So that to enable the DC filter, it's dash capital E and then DC, and then you can actually specify the dash E flag multiple times. So I'm gonna enter it again and do de-emp for de-emphasis. So that's set, and then just keep going as normal. Dash M for narrowband FM. Let me make sure I have that right. Yep. And then sample rate is 20,050. And then I will pipe that to you guys get the idea by now. But if I try to stream this right now, which I'm going to, there's going to be a lot of squelch. You're just going to hear static.
Found one device left, current S right.
Yep. And yeah, I'll hit the call button on the walkie-talkie, and that'll go through it. Oh, and yeah, you get some whistling noises too with it. Lovely. Alright.
Carrot C.
So, you probably don't want the sample rate all the way up at 22,000 hertz because most walkie-talkies, they don't transmit their speakers don't output probably past 8K. I'm not even kidding. So first of all, let's tune that. Then I'll show you guys how to get rid of the squelch. So first I'll just, because it's close. Whoop. 8,000. Okay. Now there's another flag we can use to get rid of squelch. So right before the pipe, the pipe symbol, I'm going to add dash L. And then we'll specify a squelch level. Let's go with, I'd say about 100 is good, because we're really close up. So if I hit enter here, you'll notice we're getting nothing, just nothing, silence. So I'll go ahead and if I hit the call button on the walkie-talkie now, this will actually behave in a similar manner to the way that a lot of CB radios and walkie-talkies would behave, and they will mute if they detect a certain amount of noise in the signal. So here we go. And I'm going to mute and transmit.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is me over the walkie-talkie. Hope you guys can hear me okay. And RTL FM is doing its classic resampling nonsense again. So to mitigate that, you can actually just sample it through socks. So let's try that, because the resampler in this thing is not very good. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to try a little something. I hope it works. It better. But Sox does allow for resampling. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll give it the rate of the actual, like the broadcast, and then I'll lower the rate. So let's try that. That should give us cleaner results. So hopefully it does.
Speech enabled. RTL line FR, TLIM, dash F, 462.56, land Z, land ZZAR, dash space, capital E, capital I, well, capital F, dash space Y, A, L, P, A.
Sox. I hate this command.
Map, steady, dash, map.
Raw. And then,
R,
first of all,
dash MNBF, dash
before I do
6000,
anything,
Z space, ZZAS, 8.
48. Let's just do 48K. Like that's plenty
48, ZZ space,
of sample
land,
rate. And
land.
we'll bypass RTL FM's resampler and use Sox instead. So type stream is raw, and I'll just type the rest of this in.
Dash SI, dash SI, dash integer, dash B6, dash R4.
I hope I have everything.
RBC in SROM T L100 L1 Z space R O F T R A R T X space LOS.
Whoop.
Dash.
It's play. It's not Sox. Play is the alias. Just use it. It'll make your life easier than trying to use Sox directly.
Dash
So if you do dash, I think after dash you can do dash R8000 to resample it, and I think that will work. Let's see.
Speech enabled. Output at blank.
Let's hit call.
In colon 0.
Yes, there we go. It is. We are now resampling it through Sox instead of resampling it through RTL FM. Now, if I hit talk, you'll get this.
It should sound quite a bit better. It does sound quieter, and you can also fix that too. For some weird reason, when you try to for some weird reason, when you upsample in RTL FM, it makes the audio quieter, and I really don't know why that is. So, to fix that, Sox actually does have a way to change the volume, so I'll do that quickly.
Back on the mic on my computer. You can specify how loud you want the volume to be. So to do that, you do dash V. I think it's lowercase v. I don't think it really matters. And let's say I want it to be twice as loud. You do dash V 2. Then you can. Hopefully that works. So let's say you want it even louder than that. That's
speech enabled.
Still like, let's go like
4 space.
Let's say you want it 4 times as loud.
4 space.
Or
4.
like 3. Let's do 3 times as loud.
One device left.
And then you hit talk.
In colon 0.00.
That's a bit more acceptable.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 1 million. Infinity. Okay, so that sounds better. And again, we're bypassing the resampler in RTL FM, which again sucks. So, yeah. Alright, I'm done messing with this now. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the microphone on my computer, back to the Yeti. But yeah, and
I am now back on the Yeti. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. That was just a quick demonstration, and yep, I did end up getting the RTL SDR, and it's a really pretty cool little dongle. So I'll probably be using it. Well, definitely, if you guys, I will definitely be using it to stream NOAA Weather Radio. If you guys didn't know, I stream to GWES Weather Radio now. If you guys didn't see my community post, probably 2 weeks ago now. I think it was 2 weeks ago now when I first posted it. But basically, if you guys saw that and you've been trying to listen to my stream in the past like 4 or 5 days. Actually, it was last week that I think I posted something about that. But oh well, whatever. But yeah, if you've been trying to watch my stream with like in the past like 4 or 5 days or so, you'll notice it has been offline. And basically, I had an unfortunate accident and I fried my Midland ER210, which was the radio I was using to stream. So I just decided, you know what, I'm done trying to screw with analog setups. My computer actually has some voltage bias for its external mic and line and jack. And so I was also using it to power the radio over USB. I had the radio plugged in over USB to receive power because I can't run it on battery forever. And so the aux cord came half unplugged. It created a ground loop, and I went to plug it the rest of the way back in, and it fried my radio. The display still works and all that, but the audio does not play over headphone or over the built-in speaker. So that was very unfortunate. And at that point, I was just like, you know what? No. Like, let's just go the SDR route. So that's what I did. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And
I will see you guys in the next video. Over and out.
Speech disabled. OBS pop. Stop recording button.